Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on After GMS. Stacy and I are repositioning because we saw on the monitor we were just way in the wings. I don't even know what we were doing, but
I don't know either.
Ed Matthews, you're right where you need to be. I mean, as always.
Always, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. The weather I wish was where I would like it to be, which would be a little less muggy than it is right now.
A little more sun.
Yeah. I tell you what, hang in there, ladies, because it is going to get better. But we've got a few more days of scattered, mainly afternoon showers and storms. That'll be the case today, tomorrow, and Saturday. I'm looking for a little sunshine midday and afternoon, but don't get excited about much through Saturday. High today 80, low 80s tomorrow and Saturday. Now this is very important. A cold front will move through the area late Saturday night. And it's going to sweep all this moisture and misery and rain away as drier air starts to move in on Sunday. Boy, look at this. Sunday, and I think most of next week, it's going to be beautiful and dry in the Piedmont with highs in the mid 70s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And we're back up around 80 by Wednesday. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, I am off all of next week, so it's not going to rain on my parade.
You got lucky. It's going to be nice and sunny on your week off.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume you're going to have a few bike rides?
Oh, yes. I'll definitely be doing some serious bike riding throughout Guilford County.
Yeah, well, maybe some shopping. I don't know. Stores are starting to reopen and more people are starting to make trips to stores for non-essential items. The phrase, though, empty shelves has started trending online. There are even some Facebook groups now dedicated to shoppers posting about where they can and can't find some goods. So we checked into a few TRIAD stores. This is at the Ross on Battleground Avenue in Greensboro. Bedding shelves empty. All of their furniture and home decor aisles bare as well. Now Ross says a 50% off reopening sale is partially to blame. And at TJ Maxx in the same shopping center, employee says their distribution center is still closed, leading to some gaps on the shelves. So wanting to know, what are you noticing at TRIAD stores? Are you seeing any empty shelves? I haven't been to really any stores other than the grocery store and Target, and they're both pretty well stocked, other than toilet paper still missing from the shelves most of the time, and paper towels. Tracy, have you had trouble finding anything?
So this is interesting. My son is grown out of his toddler bed. I mean, obviously he's not in a crib or anything like that. He's like in a bed, but he's like 60 pounds. He's only 4, but he's really tall. He like comes up to like here on me already. So we're like, let's just get him a full-size bed. We go online, as we do everything these days, and they were like, oh, the bed will be here in 4 months. We're like, whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, there are delays at furniture places. I think it's because, distribution centers are closed for the most part. They are operating with what they have in their stores, but if you're ordering from a warehouse or something like that, it might take a little longer. But in terms of like the store, we had paper products because every time we go, we just buy some, and we have that, which is great, and I'll swap with my mom whenever we need it. So, we're okay on that end, but, other things, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that actually reminds me, we ordered our washer and dryer for our house.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to get it on Tuesday. Well, because of the coronavirus, it's been delayed even more until June 17th. So 2 months without a washer and dryer, not a fun scenario going on, but I'm sure it's all because of different parts at manufacturers across, the world. It's just not happening right now. So hopefully we will get it on June 17th. I'm glad you said something about that because it reminded me of it. But Ed, have you noticed anything?
Well, I've done very little shopping anywhere outside of the supermarket. For the most part, the shelves are stocked pretty well, but there are some items. You go to one supermarket, you can't find it. You go to another supermarket, you can't find it. So it's out of stock everywhere. If there's something you can't find, it's probably not just that store. It just happens to be no one can get it. I'll tell you what, gang, I go to CBS about every other day looking for rubbing alcohol. That is used to make hand sanitizer. None to be found. None.
Wow.
So I'm on a pilgrimage, if you will, to find rubbing alcohol.
Well, if you want peroxide, I got a big thing from Costco. So if you want some, I can dispense some in a little container for you. I mean, I know it's different than alcohol, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe it'll help you out.
Well, thank you.
Just trying to share
Well, thank you. You're a sweetheart.
the small supply that I have.
I did see somewhere someone was saying that Bath and Body Works is reopened, and that they sell hand sanitizer. That's the only hand sanitizer I really use because they have all the different scents that smell so good. So Ed, maybe you could try that out.
Okay, sounds great.
They have some men scents.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get a rugged one that smells like a man.
Yeah, not one that smells like roses and daisies and
well, now what's wrong
champagne.
with that?
Nothing at all.
I like to smell the roses.
All right, I'm breaking this up. I'm breaking this up. I've got to do it. Okay, let's talk about what people are talking about online because we do have an audience here, so we want to include you here too. So people are saying that they're having trouble finding disinfectant spray and those wipes, sanitizer, Ed, as you mentioned, alcohol. So that's pretty much what everybody's talking about. Paper products still, although some people say that they have had no problem finding paper towels or toilet paper. So I guess it just depends on where you're going and where you're shopping. But wow, that's awesome if you have plenty in supply. So if you, Clorox wipes, yeah, that's another one that we don't have right now, but it will come back and hopefully soon. All right, let's go ahead and get to our news of the day. We do have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to COVID-19. Now, free coronavirus testing returns to Greensboro today. It's happening at the Windsor Recreation Center today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You must be a Guilford County resident and have an appointment. Tomorrow, Davidson County health officials are offering testing for anyone experiencing symptoms. Registration is now open for the free testing on the county's website. You have to pre-register, and that testing begins at 9 tomorrow morning.
The debate continues surrounding the crowded reopening at Ace Speedway. State health officials say they called the racetrack owners the day of the event, telling them to limit capacity to 25 people. Around 2,500 people showed up, which was about 50% of the track's capacity based on acreage. Ace Speedway initially said they were following capacity guidelines, but the state says the Speedway was aware of that 25-person limit. Another race is scheduled for this weekend. It's unclear if the track will change how many people are allowed to attend. Of course, we will keep you posted on that. And today we'll get another update from state leaders about the pandemic and phase 2 of reopening. Governor Roy Cooper and the coronavirus task force will give an update today at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be sure to bring you the live updates here on WFMY News 2 and on WFMYnews2.com.
Well, North Carolina lawmakers are discussing the impact on COVID-19 that it could have on the November election. House lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow more voters to request absentee ballots. It would also give more money to precincts so they can keep voting locations clean and staffed. 2 popular Winston-Salem restaurants announced this week they will not reopen. First, it was Mary's Gourmet Diner on TRIAD, and now the owner of Silo Bistro and Bar at Ronolda Village says it's closing, citing financial hardships during the pandemic. The owner says he will now focus on his 2 other restaurants, which seem to be doing well.
Okay, we want to get to our next conversation this morning and want you to weigh in. We started talking about this on the Good Morning Show today. If I can get the words out right of my mouth. So we had to just keep talking about this because it's such a fun topic. Is it beef or brisket? So today is actually National Beef Burger Day and National Brisket Day as the summer grilling season gets underway. So most people in our megaphone question answered burgers, but Tracy, you also got a lot of comments on our Facebook page. Can you tell me about them?
All right, so let's get with number 1 here. Ginger said, the uses are so different. Smoked a large brisket last Sunday when tired of eating, ground the leftovers and made a smoky vegetable soup to freeze. Nice.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Deborah Gwynn Holland wrote, neither. She's a vegan. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Linda Thomas says, I like a good beef burger, as do I, Linda. And she also likes it with slaw, mustard. She likes brisket also. Joe left a picture saying, I call it the Big Joe homemade burger. That looks out of sight. Joe needs to go into business.
Yeah, he could just call it Big Joe's.
Exactly. There you go.
I'd try it.
Yeah.
I like it.
There we go. We
great name.
We came up with the idea. Okay,
Trademark
Joe,
it.
I'm ready for it.
All right, so there are, it's pretty much, the same type of meat, right? But it's how it's cut that's differently, or the type of cut that it makes it different. It's also like the preparation, burger is so much easier to make. You kind of just put the patty stuff together and put it on the grill. Brisket, it takes a little while longer and it's a little bit more fancy, I think, to say. So which do you prefer, Ed Matthews?
I tell you, it's a tough choice. I love smoked brisket. That is so yummy, yummy. But I got to go with the burger. There's nothing better. It's got to be Southern style, it's got to have mustard and chili and onions and coleslaw. Yeah, throw the lettuce and tomato out. We do it that way in the South, right?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people like Arkansas, I think it's in the South, but that state always kind of gets mixed in the middle here.
Oh, it's totally in the South.
I know!
And people try to argue with me, and I'm like, I'm from the South. Like, I consider myself Southern the way I grew up, and I say y'all, and
I know, but for it's one of those states where some people are like, it's not
well,
quite.
from a true born and raised Arkansan, I come from multiple generations of Arkansans. I can say we are Southern. How about that?
I like it. All
I
right.
do argue with my husband though about Virginia, but that's another topic for another day.
That it's not in the South? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that he's not as Southern as me. It's an argument that we always have. But again, that's it's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
But I will.
Just wondering where it was going.
Yeah. Well, I will weigh in on this conversation.
Yes, please.
Because burgers always win in my book. I love a good burger. My favorite, I talked about this earlier on the Good Morning Show, is from In-N-Out. I love their animal style burger, but I love Cookout. Cookout's so good.
When
Really
you say
any
animal
place.
style burger,
Yeah, it's a sauce, Animal House or Animal Sauce. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different sauce.
I've never been to In-N-Out, so I'm not familiar with the terms.
So we actually have made it at home. There's a recipe online and it tastes just like it. It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, the experience. So people are weighing in online here. A lot of people saying that they like beef burgers over brisket. Isaac says, I love cheeseburgers, ladies. Sharia says, juicy beef seasoned well. And then we have David who says, I'll go with Ed Matthews' choice. He's the local expert. And I agree.
Wow.
I agree. So I asked also, what's your favorite place, burger spot? I said big burger spot because that is a big burger.
That is a really good burger spot too.
What's your favorite burger place here in the Triad? And Sharia said Hops. I mentioned Big Burger Spot. That's one of mine. I like Five Guys.
Five Guys is very good.
Yeah. So, but there's just so many good places. How about you guys? I mean, Ed, you're the expert.
Oh my, yeah, I'm the expert, but I tell you what, I like them all of the above. But I tell you what, there's nothing better than fries, a burger, and a big old fat milkshake.
Oh my gosh.
From Cookout. Yeah, but I love them all. We've got some great burger places in the Triad. They're wonderful.
Well, isn't Hops nationally recognized?
Yeah, I mean, it is typically every year as one of the places. And that's, I think, after that accolade went out, they started adding locations because people were coming in from all over to visit.
It was so good.
So I want to mention Zach's. Have you guys had Zach's? I've never had Zach's.
I've heard people talk about it though and how amazing it is. So we might have to go try that out.
And then Stephanie says Cookout. So she's with you, Ed Matthews.
Yeah,
I do like a good Cookout burger too. I mean, really just anything. Just put it in my face. There we go.
It makes me want to grill out, but Ed, the weather might not be best to grill out today, right?
I know what I'm having for lunch today. I'm having a big old fat burger. I just got to figure out which place I'm going to go because they're all good.
You cannot lose here in the Triad.
Yeah, the heavy rain from yesterday, 1 to 3 inches of rain across the area has moved on out, but we still got this very tropical, very humid air mass in the wake of Bertha. And that'll lead to some scattered storms in the afternoon and evening. I don't expect a lot of activity, but anything that pops up, we'll keep an eye on it. And I am looking for at least some limited sunshine today and tomorrow. We'll be up around 80 today, low 80s tomorrow and Saturday. Very important for our comfort level going up. and our happiness too. Yeah, a cold front moves through late Saturday, and that's going to bring in some much drier and less humid air. Sunday, and I think much of next week, Piedmont weather is going to be very nice and very dry. Looking forward to that.
I love the fact that we're going to see less humid conditions. That is my favorite part. I mean, it really does feel like we're in the tropics right now. I walked out of my car this morning and, you know, went to work, and I was like literally in that 10 seconds, like everything like felt melted. It was just so sticky. So
Yeah.
we'll be ready
It's
for
yucky.
the change in just a little bit.
So ready for sun. Need the vitamin D in my life.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS, something we like to do every Monday through Friday, kind of change the mood a little bit from the Good Morning Show, have a more relaxed conversation, talk about us, well, not about us, but share that information with your friends, get them on the feed as well. We love to have you and chat with you, and you guys have become like family to us, so we love seeing you guys on the feed. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day and be safe.